Micro. We like those guys. Why the internet really wants your ID and why now. That is happening a lot lately. Covers the UK stuff, but I think the laws are happening all over the place. These ID verification laws. There's laws that are like trying to ban VPN. There's laws that are, it's all very great firewall, but outside of China.
Australia made an amendment to the Social Media Minimum Age Act that expanded its scope to block access to sites like YouTube for anybody in the country under the age of 16. This was in addition to bans already in place for more traditional social media sites like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Reddit.
Those are actually in place? Do we have any Australians here? Can you confirm? We did a video on this, but I thought it didn't actually go through. They take place in December. Okay. Yeah, I did a video on this because I thought it was interesting. And I even was sympathetic to the cause. Like, I actually think, you know, an under 16 ban on some social media might not be that crazy, bro. It might not be that crazy. It might not be that crazy. People's brains are getting cooked. So that particularly I don't have a problem with, but the complaints I'm seeing is that once you roll out ways to verifiably turn off websites for people and they have to all register with their age and ID and face, you can then more easily censor or block them or punish them or whatever. That's the idea.
Here in the UK, the government introduced new laws requiring robust age verification checks for residents wanting to access materials. Starting in about a week from when this video is posted, YouTube will be introducing an AI system to guesstimate your age based on your watch patterns and activity. So if it sees all the mindless slop you've been consuming,
so many man children are cooked. Oh no. Yeah, you gotta, dude, it's gonna be so funny. Children have to stomach like an hour of golf highlights just to reset their algorithm. 4-hour World War I documentary. Put that on while you sleep and you get at least a month of free brain rot.
There is one simple fix to get around all of these new limitations. All you need to do is hand over your identification.
The time to act is now. We must protect our children so that we can protect their future.
Yeah, I always get a little spooked out when someone who looks like this says we have to protect the children. I'll just be honest with you. When one with a cross necklace tells me that we got to protect our children, I always feel like there's going to be some bad laws coming. I truly wish there was like a magic button I could press and it just made people under 16 not able to get completely mindful by social media. But I also know that governments could abuse this power.
A recent survey conducted by Pew Research found that most adults overwhelmingly support more control on how children engage with these platforms.
Yeah.
But popular messages like this have always been used to push through otherwise unpopular changes like banning books, mandating security backends on devices.
I'm sorry, Captain Underpants? Captain Underpants was pulled for passive racism? What was racist about Captain Underpants? This is 2021. This was an era. That's crazy.
At the very same time that these new laws were being rolled out across the world, one of the most severe data breaches ever was taking place. The app T was intended to be used exclusively by women, so for verification, the company required new users to confirm their gender with a picture and their government-issued ID. Instead of being deleted after this verification, like the app claimed it would be, these files were kept unsecured on an open URL, resulting in—
I was talking with Doug about this. Apparently they just had like a plain text file with everything in it, and you could find it by changing the URL in your browser to— that's fucking crazy. And yeah, apparently it was vibe coded. They made the app with AI. There just wasn't a security. That's wild.
Similar breaches are becoming more and more common all the time. Allianz Life Insurance lost the data of 1.4 million of their customers, and companies like Google, Apple, and Telegram lost 16 billion login details. Now, these would be bad enough as once-in-a-decade hacks, but all of these happened within just the last 30 days. The point is,
Is that why I'm getting hacked on Twitter all the time? Did my shit get leaked? Is my password out there? My old password? I don't understand, dude. Listen, I thought it was just a content creator thing, because every single day, I shit you not, for over a year and a half now, I get password reset requests on everything. Every day, someone is trying to hack me, and someone's trying to get— it's very annoying, obviously, but you just deal with it, and you never respond to it, you check, but then they got into Twitter, I guess. Check this, haveibeenpwned.com. I kind of trust you. What if I open this up and it says you've been pwned, you've been hacked? What if I click this link and it starts mining crypto on my computer? This email has been found in multiple data breaches. There was a Smogon data breach. I put it in an old email. This shit got hacked from the Pokemon Smogon website. The f***ing Gary's Mod Face Punch Studio got hacked. Team Solo Mid website got hacked. Tumblr got hacked. Last FM got hacked. Chegg. Dude, I put in my my oldest email and it's like, yeah, this got revealed in a Chegg data breach back when I was trying to cheat in school. That's great. Well, anyway, I guess of all the things that could have gotten hacked, Twitter was the best. Low-key. I know that sounds crazy, but like, it made me change all my passwords to everything. You know, if it had been like something else, you know, a bank or something, it could have been way worse. You should be two-factored. Dude, they charge for it on Twitter. I don't tell you this. They charge for you.
Now, you might just think that if they get your ID, that's simply more data they can use to optimize content recommendations and advertising towards you. But it's not quite that simple. If you use their services frequently enough, even average tech companies can find out more about you than anything they're going to get off your driver's license or passport.
Sure.
The reason why suggestions served to you through platforms such as Google AdSense, Amazon, or Meta Ads seem so targeted is because even without logging into a dedicated profile, they can track thousands of variables to build up a pretty good idea of.
My chat told me it's because they have a microphone on my phone that's always listening, and then there literally goes to Jeff Bezos' desk and he listens in and he goes, "Wait a minute, I think he's talking about Oreos. Is that what you did when you worked at Amazon?" Yeah, that was my full-time job. Sometimes it's assistant. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I did it for Jeff. Jeff would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be on the yacht today, Brandon. Can you just listen to the phone calls of 300 million Americans?"
The idea is that instead of handing out your identity to hundreds of different sites individually as new laws start requiring it, you just thoroughly verify your ID with a company like Google, and then they verify you on your behalf to all these other sites.
Logging in with your government ID. Google and hell to Pornhub.
In a way, what Google is hoping to become is like a PayPal for your identity. Instead of handing out your sensitive details everywhere.
I mean, this already exists. I feel like half people in the chat already do this. I do this. I log into almost every place with Google because it already has autofill on my stuff. You know, if you're like signing up for an account, I don't make a new username and password. I just sign in with Google. LOL, okay, my Google got hacked and someone bought ads with it. Someone hacked your Google to buy ads? For what? Dropship? Mobile games?
Google's own announcement of their new credential system included a reference to the European Union's eIDAS 2.0 system as proof of how essential this new tool would become. But these particular regulations are something that they themselves have been heavily involved in influencing. In other words, they are creating the need and then providing the solution. If in a week's time, when YouTube automatically detects that you may be under 18 and asks for your ID to prove otherwise, you would have already taken the first step into their new, highly lucrative.
Dude, automatically taking you under 18 with AI is crazy. I feel like that is a crazy system. So stupid, every kid will find a workaround. I think the workaround will be just to sign up, like just to get in their system, and then they've got you. Yeah, it was a good video. Interesting. I mean, it's a tough one for me. I actually don't know where I stand. I don't know fully where I stand yet. In that, I am both skeptical of the government's and big tech's ability to not abuse these powers, and then also some way of, I mean, I guess we could just say you don't regulate it and the parents need to be involved, but it just seems like parents are not doing that. Like the idea that parents are going to all collectively realize that their kids are getting brain rotted by social media is not going to happen. So I don't know. You can't have perfect security or perfect privacy. Thanks, Ben Franklin. I'm aware. That's why it's a tough question. Sad that the future generations will be robbed of watching people get killed on live leak at an age they have no way to process it. You know what's funny is they won't even get robbed of that. They'll in fact be kind of pushed towards it because LiveLeak's not going to have the fucking login. YouTube will, Facebook will, Instagram will, but LiveLeak will be open season. By the way, Twitter, you see that shit all the time. I guess I'm pretty skeptical that, like, for example, that banning Instagram stops teens from being addicted to their phone. If only because it's happened in places. Like, TikTok got banned in India or whatever. They just go to a different app. They don't change their addiction to the phone. They just change the app they do it on. So ban phones in school, that's a real thing. That's real. That's concrete. I think most people would agree with that. Banning phones in school. It's a physical thing. You can ban it. It's not that hard. I mean, you can enforce it. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but you can do it. You can make it consistent. My school tried. You need to pay teachers more for them to truly care. I have heard that. I've heard that some schools try and it works for a while and then everyone gets kind of lazy and then it floods back. That's what I've heard. But that's not everywhere. That's just some places. Some places have done it and it's worked. It's like a culture thing. It's hard to say what's successful and what's not. The parents are a big problem. Yeah, I mean, I did a video on this. I talked about this. The parents, if you ask them at a high level, do they think there should be less phones in school? They say yes. But if there's actually rules to ban phones in school, the parents actually freak out. The parents go, wait, not my kid. I need to be able to talk to my kid at all times. The parents really, really want to be able to contact their children at all times. Atrioc, did they cane children in your era? No, they hadn't invented the cane yet. We had stones and chisels back then.